Everything in the universe is connected through an invisible web of energy. Every movement, every thought, every emotion influences the whole. This law reveals that there is no separation, only perception of it. What you send out to others eventually circles back, because the other is simply another expression of you. Ancient mystics described this law as the pulse of the cosmos, one consciousness experiencing itself through billions of forms. When you act with compassion, that vibration ripples across dimensions. When you harm, that wound echoes through the same field. The awareness of oneness transforms how we behave. It dissolves judgment and replaces it with empathy. Every smile, every kind word, every silent prayer contributes to the harmony of all life. The more we align with unity, the clearer the connection to the divine source becomes, because the divine is not outside us, but within everything that exists. Everything vibrates. Every cell, sound, planet, and thought carries a specific frequency. The entire universe is a symphony of motion. Nothing rests. Your emotions are vibrational signals. Joy and gratitude radiate at high frequencies, while fear, guilt, or anger vibrate lower. The law of vibration teaches that reality responds not to words or actions alone, but to frequency. You can speak of peace, yet if your heart vibrates in anxiety, you'll attract discordant experiences. To elevate vibration is to master creation itself. Through meditation, breath, movement, sound, or prayer, one can change internal frequency and, as a result, external reality. The ancients described this as tuning the instrument of the soul. The universe, being vibrational, resonates with your energetic tone, and the harmony you play becomes the life you live. As above, so below, as within, so without. This timeless Hermetic principle means that every pattern in the cosmos repeats within you. The structure of galaxies mirrors the neural network of your brain. The cycles of the moon mirror emotional tides. This law bridges the inner and outer worlds. Whatever chaos exists within the mind eventually expresses itself through circumstances, relationships, or health. The same is true for peace. When you cultivate calm inside, your world reorganizes to reflect that frequency. The universe communicates through correspondence. Repeated problems are not punishments, but messages pointing back to inner imbalance. Healing the internal pattern automatically shifts the external mirror. Once understood, this law becomes a tool. Instead of trying to fix the world, you transform the lens through which you see it. The reflection changes because the observer has changed. Nothing happens by accident. Every event is the unfolding of prior causes. This law governs the chain reaction of energy. Each thought, action, or word generates a ripple that returns to its origin. Karma is not punishment, it is education. The universe teaches through reflection. If we project fear, we meet fear. If we sow love, we harvest harmony. Every moment presents an opportunity to plant new seeds. By consciously choosing thoughts and actions that align with integrity, we alter the trajectory of destiny. This law also frees us from victimhood. When we accept that our choices shape our experiences, we reclaim power. What returns to us is not arbitrary. It's the echo of what we sent out. Cause and effect are the heartbeat of moral evolution, the rhythm by which the soul learns balance. Energy attracts energy. Whatever frequency you emit, consciously or unconsciously, becomes the magnet of your experience. This law operates constantly, not only when you visualize or intend, but through your dominant emotional state. It does not respond to words. It responds to vibration. If you say, "I am abundant," while secretly feeling lack, the universe hears the feeling, not the phrase. True attraction requires alignment, thoughts, emotions, and actions moving in the same direction. Gratitude amplifies the field, while doubt weakens it. The key lies in becoming a vibrational match to what you seek. When you act, feel, and think as if your desire already exists, The universe has no choice but to rearrange itself to reflect that reality. The law of attraction is not about wishing, it's about embodying. Every dream demands a bridge between the invisible and the visible. That bridge is inspired action. Action guided by intuition, not by fear or pressure. When an inner nudge appears, it's the universe whispering, "Move now." Ignoring it delays creation. Following it aligns you with flow. Unlike forced effort, inspired action feels effortless. It often emerges after stillness, during meditation, silence, or deep presence. This law reminds us that spiritual principles are not passive. Vision without movement remains potential. Movement guided by higher intelligence becomes manifestation. The moment you act on inspiration, the universe multiplies your momentum. Every step taken in trust activates unseen forces working in your favor. Energy is never static. It constantly shifts form, from thought to matter, from emotion to event, from pain to power. This law teaches that no state is permanent. Negative energy can be elevated through awareness, creativity, or love. The alchemists of old understood this. They sought not to turn lead into gold, but to transform the heavy vibrations of the human soul into higher frequencies of light. When you face anger with understanding or fear with presence, you transmute energy. You convert density into flow. Nothing is wasted in the universe. Every challenge carries the potential for evolution, waiting for consciousness to unlock it. The energy that once held you back can become the very force that propels you forward. The universe maintains perfect equilibrium. Whatever is lost is compensated in another form. Whatever effort is made in sincerity eventually returns multiplied. This law manifests through both material and spiritual dimensions. When you give freely without expectation, abundance finds its way back to you through unexpected channels. Ralph Waldo Emerson called this the law of spiritual economics. Nothing done in truth is ever lost. Every act of service, kindness, or perseverance is recorded in the energetic balance sheet of existence. The universe rewards in proportion to integrity, not appearance. What you give in love, time, or faith returns in resonance, sometimes unseen, but always precise. No good is ever wasted. It circulates in divine accounting. Everything has an opposite. Light and dark, high and low, birth and death, expansion and contraction. Opposites define and complete each other. This law reveals that extremes are the same energy expressed at different degrees. Love and hate, for instance, are both intense forms of attention. Understanding polarity allows transcendence. Instead of resisting darkness, we learn to use it as contrast to understand the light. Every negative holds the seed of its positive. Pain holds the seed of wisdom. Loss holds the seed of freedom. By shifting focus from one pole to another, we change the experience entirely. Mastery lies in balance, in realizing that both poles belong to one continuum of divine experience. Everything flows in cycles, day and night, inhale and exhale, tides, seasons, joy, and sorrow. The universe dances to rhythm. When we resist the downturns, we create suffering. When we trust the motion, we rise with each new wave. This law reminds us that no phase is final. After every contraction comes expansion. After every winter, spring. To live harmoniously is to observe life's tempo, to rest when energy withdraws, to act when it rises. Those who understand rhythm do not fear change. They move with it like surfers riding cosmic tides, knowing that every fall is preparation for the next ascent. Creation requires both masculine and feminine energy. These are not about gender identity, but universal polarities, logic and intuition, will and surrender, structure and flow. Both exist within every soul. When one dominates, imbalance arises, overaction without reflection, or inspiration without execution. The divine masculine gives direction. The divine feminine gives life to direction. One is the riverbank, the other is the water. Harmony is achieved when the two cooperate. When intuition guides and willpower executes, manifestation becomes natural. The union of these energies births all creation, from galaxies to thoughts, from art to compassion. No experience is inherently good or bad, only relative to something else. This law teaches perspective. A challenge only feels unbearable until compared to one greater. Gratitude arises when we see life through a wider lens. Relativity humbles the ego. It reveals that suffering exists in contrast to comfort, just as shadow defines light. Each problem is an invitation to expand understanding. When you elevate perception, what once felt heavy becomes light. The universe designs contrasts to awaken awareness, and awareness turns every trial into a step toward wisdom. Attachment binds energy to outcome. Unity releases it into alignment. This law reminds us that control is illusion, flow is truth. To detach does not mean indifference, it means trust. It is surrendering the how while staying aligned with the why. When we act with pure intention, but release the result, the universe can move freely. Detachment transforms anxiety into serenity and resistance into receptivity. Unity emerges when we realize we were never separate from the source that orchestrates every outcome. Faith replaces force. Stillness replaces struggle. And creation unfolds in perfect time. Forgiveness is energetic purification. It dissolves the cords that tie us to pain and restores the natural flow of divine energy. When resentment lingers, energy stagnates. The heart becomes heavy, repeating karmic loops. This law invites us to release, not for others, but for ourselves. To forgive is to reclaim freedom. Through forgiveness, we reset our vibration to love, the universe's base frequency. The act itself is transformative. When we let go of the past, the future opens. The energy that once fueled anger becomes power for renewal. Every manifestation begins with belief. Faith is the force that precedes evidence. This law shows that the universe responds to conviction, the certainty that something exists before it can be seen. Expectation molds energy. To expect failure is to create resistance. To expect blessing is to align with possibility. Faith aligns us with unseen assistance. It activates quantum potential, synchronizing circumstances that match our inner certainty. When we move with faith, we become co-creators, not spectators. Doubt collapses energy. Trust stabilizes it. The universe does not delay. It simply matches your level of expectation. To live by this law is to act as though the miracle has already occurred, until it inevitably does. If you found this message, it's not by chance. The universe speaks in timing, not coincidence. Subscribe now, leave your light in the form of a like, and share this video, so that this vibration reaches those whose souls are ready to awaken too. Check out a bit of the next video. The Egyptian Ankh, the cross with a loop at the top. For the ancient Egyptians, this was literally the symbol of eternal life. It appears in thousands of hieroglyphs, often in the hands of gods and pharaohs. The top loop represents the rising sun, while the cross below symbolizes the horizon. The gods used the Ankh to grant life to the dead. Thanks for watching. See you next time.